Hello. Once again, I'm back in the studio, and what I'm hoping to do this time is another variation on primitive pots. This particular technique that I'm going to show you is something, to be honest with you, I haven't actually tried before, but when I have to always try new ideas, experiment and innovate. But very often when I make pots, as you saw in one of the earlier primitive examples, there's always bits and pieces left over. Well, I have my reclaim bucket with clay, and I keep that indefinitely. I dump the bits of waste in there, and what I'm going to do now is just scrape some of that out, great lump of it out, and see whether I can't do a real serious quickie. Alright, so we're going to move over to the other side now. Here's my reclaim, boom. These are the sorts of things that are often over, boom. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a load of that out of there and see whether I can't do something, but at the same time I'm going to try to maintain some of the extreme form that already exists in there. So here you can see we've got a real lump of reclaimed clay. It's very soft because to keep it moist I always tip a load of water into the bucket, so it's going to be very different from place to place. So I'm just going to squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it. Yakataka-doo. And I'm trying to maintain as much of the clay character as I can. Yeah, this is tough. It's fun. You see this? It's ridiculous really, but there we go. It's fun. Now what I have to do is just make sure that water isn't trapped in here, so I will put a little drainage hole in here somewhere, and I'll use my pin to do that. You see it's a little bit lower here, so I'll put a drainage hole there, and again you see it, nice primitive one. And get this darn thing out. Come on. No, it doesn't want to come out. I've stuck it down. Oh. Right, I'm just making a little drainage hole here. It's so soft it's stuck to the bottom. So that'll do. I'll just smooth that out a bit to make sure that the water will drain down into it. Okay, and I'll probably try and do another one on the other side here. Okay, can't get it out because it's stuck. Oh dear, can't win button. There we go, out you come. I'll just smooth that out as well. And then all I have to do, I don't tend to put feet on on my accent pots, primitive accent pots. What I need to do now is just smooth that a little bit in here. Okay, and then I'll just put my Bonsai stamp in there, alright? So, here we go. Can't read it very well. But anyway, there we go. And that's it. Simple. That is it. But look here, you see how so much of the clay that has come out has been retained and respected for what it is, clay. The only parts that have really been altered are the internal sides, where I've just squeezed and pushed and pushed, but the rest is more or less as it came out from down below, from the bucket. Right, well, end of. I will demonstrate a few more over the next week or two of other primitive pots, and also how to make a variety of textures to make surfaces more or less interesting. Once again, I'd ask you, if you've liked it, please press the like button, share, and most importantly, subscribe.